Wholeness was never something to achieve. It's not a finish line, not a reward for endurance, not a diploma from some inner university. Wholeness is the original state that simply is, until it's overwritten by someone else's instructions. You were whole before they started infecting you. Before they explained which feelings were right or wrong, before they disguised control as care and love as condition. You didn't need to restore yourself. You just needed to live without the constant demand to prove you're worthy of being you. But they swapped out that foundation. At first, subtly, through smiles, expectations, templates of good behavior that gets you praise, and later that you tear yourself apart for failing to meet. Then, more brutally, through shame, guilt, detachment, rejection. Through the suffocating, we tried so hard for you. Through the silence after a meltdown. Through the look that says, don't embarrass us. They taught you to be normal, not alive, standard, not real, convenient. They didn't break you. They reprogrammed you. And everything they now call your parts, traumas, issues, that's not you. That's the residue of an infection they installed under the guise of upbringing, love, and social maturity. Now they tell you to put yourself back together. Wholeness as a project, a journey, a series of exercises, sessions, progress bars. They say you can reclaim yourself if you reach some mythical state of completion, healing, acceptance. But that's a lie. Wholeness isn't built or pieced together from fragments. It never went anywhere. It was just declared dangerous, frozen, buried deep, locked away, labeled unacceptable, shameful, too much. And now, instead of peeling off those labels, they offer you a new package. Mindful, reflective, preferably eco-friendly, same old shit, just with a straight spine and a serene tone. This isn't a path to yourself. It's another round of agreeing to live someone else's life as long as you don't bother anyone. Under the guise of growing up, they sell you adaptation. Under the guise of healing, cleanup. Under the guise of freedom, a new contract. Be appropriate, comprehensive, safe. Only now you'll limit yourself, filter yourself, contain yourself. Because deep down, our voice still whispers, if you show the real you, they'll abandon you again. You're not broken, never were. You were whole until they told you wholeness was a luxury you had to earn. All you need isn't to fix yourself, return to something, or work on yourself. It's to revoke the contract of infection. Rip out everything embedded without your consent. Stop being convenient, even internally. Wholeness isn't a result. It's your baseline waiting to be unearthed and cleared of everyone else's garbage. But instead, psychology drags you through the stinking mazes of a high-security pseudoscientific prison, just changing the scenery and bumping you into the next level of the same quest. The next level? Processing. Processing sounds like a technical term. There's you, there's a bug in the system, and if you dig just right, you can find the glitch, delete it, and reboot. Sounds slick. Except no one mentions what exactly you're supposed to process, until when, for what purpose, or what counts as finishing the job. Because there's no finish. It's a game without an end. As soon as you tackle one issue, they point out another. Here's your resentment towards your mom. Here's a destructive tie to your father figure. Here's insecurity rooted in the time at 3.5 when they didn't let you into the school play. Here's an unsafe expression of emotions tied to an avoidance pattern. Welcome to the mine shaft. You're there with a helmet, a flashlight, a therapist under your arm, and you keep going deeper, farther, finer, processing. While outside, it's still the same hell. Because you're not supposed to escape the system. You're supposed to internalize it, make it part of you, explain it, understand it, dissolve it. And if you dare say, I don't need to accept this, I need to destroy it, they'll ask you, why you're being aggressive? That's your shadow, you see? It's a mirror, it's about you. No, fuck it. It's about prison. It's about a system wired into your brain that plays the same record every time you move. Work on it some more, dig a little deeper, breathe through it, sit with it. At some point, you don't even know where you are. Your endless repairs, endless access to yourself, endless archaeology of pain. And there is no way out. Because the goal isn't escape. The goal is to keep you in a process that looks like progress, but is really just containment. You're not moving toward freedom. You're just learning not to interfere with the system eating you alive. And there you are, proudly saying you've recognized the trauma, spotted a pattern, even managed to not get triggered when someone subtly told you to fuck off. Progress, awareness, victory over yourself. But somewhere in the back of your mind, something wild and honest whispers, enough already. What if this is all a trap? It is. And it's time to call things what they are. Processing is endless self-substitution. Resourcefulness is a new form of compliance. Therapy is just an upgrade to the prison cell you're now comfortable in, but you're still in a cell. No matter what you do is never enough, always. You recognize the trauma? Good job, but that's just the start. Now let it go. Let it go? Great. Now be grateful for it. Grateful? Excellent. But it's meaningless without acceptance. Accepted? Nice. But you accepted it with your mind, not with your heart. Not feeling love for your experience? Then you're not done. Go back. Keep breathing, feeling, opening, forgiving. It's a method with no exit, because an exit isn't part of the design. It's built on the assumption that you're always falling short, not quite understanding, not quite healed, too little resource, too much control, not enough inner child. It's coded in. You are never enough. Normalcy is impossible in this system by definition. Any spontaneous reaction is a cue for interpretation. Any response is a signal to process. Tired? That's resistance. Disgusted? That's trauma. Angry? That's a mask for pain. Rationally opting out of this nonsense? Avoidance. Wanting to live without constant self-reflection? Intolerance for contact. You can't just be yourself here. The very idea of yourself is considered an illusion in this paradigm. You're always just a collection of parts, mechanisms, defenses, triggers, and traumas. Which means there's always something to be done with you, something that must be done. You are not a subject. You are an eternal object of internal repair. Psychotherapy turns a person into an endless project. You're supposed to build yourself, fix yourself, upgrade yourself, stabilize yourself, monitor yourself, like you're not a living human, but a buggy piece of software. The deeper you dive into this, the more you forget that you used to just live, without analyzing every breath, without evaluating every interaction, without turning every gesture into material for self-excavation. That's the real bait and switch. You came for freedom and got control. Self-control. You're a system policing itself. You become the one who doesn't just live in a cell, but guards it from the inside.